Masanachi's sickness did not announce itself with urgency. It crept in slowly, like grief that had grown tired of crying. At first, it was exhaustion that rest could not heal, a weakness that made simple tasks feel heavy. She still woke before dawn, still cooked when she could, still watched over her children with eyes dulled by sorrow. But her body no longer obeyed her will. Each day she grew thinner, her strength leaking away in the same quiet manner her son's life had left the world. Those who noticed spoke in passing, yet no one acted. In a compound where neglect had become normal, suffering rarely caused alarm. Odoh did nothing. He neither sought help nor asked questions. To him, sickness was an inconvenience, not a call to responsibility. Elizabeth observed the decline with unease, while Agu felt a fear she did not yet have words for. Masanachi's children sensed change before they understood it. They stayed close to their mother, touching her hands, listening to her breathing, confused by her growing silence. When she could no longer rise from her mat, the compound adjusted around her absence as it always did, without urgency, without care. Her death came one quiet afternoon, unnoticed until it had already settled into permanence. There was no struggle, no final words, only stillness. The children were too small to understand what had happened. They watched adults move around them, heard cries they did not yet associate with loss, and felt a presence disappear without knowing its name. By the time grief reached them, memory had already begun to fade. Their mother became a story others told, not a face they could clearly recall. In Amangwu, another life had ended, and once again, the compound moved on. After Masanachi's death, time stepped in where care had failed. Days passed quietly in the compound of Odoh, each one erasing a little more of the pain while leaving the emptiness untouched. The 4 children of the first wife were absorbed into the rhythm of the household, moving between huts, sharing food, chores, and space with their step-siblings. Too young to resist fate, they adapted easily, their grief softened by age and necessity. The compound no longer felt divided to them. It was simply the world they knew. In their innocence, loss became background noise rather than a wound. As weeks turned into months and months into years, the children grew side by side. They worked the land together, fetched water together, laughed and argued as siblings do. Bloodlines blurred in the dust of shared experience. Elizabeth's son, now quietly recognized as the heir, carried himself with a sense of responsibility but not arrogance. He protected the younger ones instinctively, unaware that power had been placed upon him by circumstance rather than choice. Agua's children followed naturally, forming bonds that owed nothing to tradition and everything to survival.